All right, what's going on? I'm making part two of wine drunkards. This is part two. Um, Definitely, if you started this video now, definitely watch part one first. And yeah, let's get into it. So this is part two. You Israelites, mankind, Gentiles, you need to stop drinking the wine of the woman. The word of the Lord is not going to go out void. Everything that's written here is going to play out in your eyes. And I try to explain that to you. Um, it's time to stop being drunk. We're about to start getting into some heavier parts. Hold on a second. Face got a little bit hot. One of them Sunday pastors. Mm-hmm. No, get that collection plate right. Not if you Jake, you know what I'm talking about. Even the Gentiles now, Gentiles churches, you watch them. They're like motivational speeches, man. They got Cash App, Bitcoin, ATMs. They get all that money from you. Sad stuff. People don't know what they're playing with. They're leading men to death. It's sad, but it's their fault because they don't search the word out. So they've been led astray. So let's get it, man. Part two, wine drunkards. Let's get it. Psalms chapter 10. Excuse me. Let's give all praise to Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And all praise to you lost sheep of the house of Israel and mankind who fears God. I keep forgetting, I'm thinking I'm recording this immediately, so I typically don't do that. But Psalms chapter 10, verses 1 through 18. Why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh? Why hidest thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. That's right. They persecute you Israelites. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Right. So the things that they're imagining against you, that's what's going to be their downfall. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. Right. The Lord hates the covetous, but wicked and hearted people, your oppressor and others, they love the covetous. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, when I seek after Yahweh, God is not in all his thoughts. The word of the Lord doesn't happen in this country. His ways are always grievous. Right. You join up with them or you desire to be like them, you Israelites, it's always grievous to you. Always. Let's read. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. Right. They're unrighteous, corrupt. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Right. He puffs at you. And his enemies, the wicked. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Right. I was out the other day. I play cards, and you sit around a bunch of people, and you hear people's conversations and stuff. They don't see what's going on here. A guy was bringing up that things are bad with the monetary system, talking about buying silver and stuff like that. And there was this older guy. He was like, "Oh, my dad's been saying that since Thursday." And I spoke up and I said, "Yeah, but back then your country wasn't 30 trillion in debt. the dollars in your wallet actually have value. The dollars you have in your hands that you're working for, it's not worth anything. It's debt. Okay, you should get that money and turn it into something real like silver or gold if you can afford it. Anyway, they never think they're going to be in adversity. They don't ever think something bad is going to happen to them here for what they've done. Let's read. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Right. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. That's all they do here in America. The wicked. It's all vain. Fancy house, fancy car, it's on payments, it's not real. Right? It's not yours. But they sell you vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. Right. Mm-hmm. Like Breonna Taylor. Right. His eyes are privily set against the poor. That's right. And you know who they use against you? Your own people. Because your people have no integrity and they love money so much that they'll get someone with a face like mine to come to you and deceive you. Because your people, they sell out. Collaborators. Let's read. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth them into his net. Right. How does he draw you into his net? You keep going to his houses. Keep going to the church. Keep going to the school. You keep going to the political offices, right? You're caught, right? Let's read. Because you're drunk. He croucheth and humbleth himself. Oh man, I have a great teacher. She's nice. All white people aren't bad. That's what happens to you. Let's read. For that one, you let all your decision making get led. Let's read. That the poor may fall by his strong ones, right? Because of that one teacher you think is great, who obviously doesn't fear the Lord either, right? You fall to the police system. You fall in the courts because you don't speak up against anything wrong that's happening to you. You're not ready to fight for it, right? I'm not saying go out and fight. What I'm saying is you fall to this because one has humbled himself. You think it's all good and that they really care about you. So when you're getting done dirty in the court system or the police officer, you won't do nothing. I mean, we literally watched a brother get choked to death in the street. And what does Jacob do? Pulls out a camera. Where's your integrity? Let's read. You're drunk. He has said in his heart, Yahweh hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. You don't think the Lord sees these things. Arise, O Lord, O God. Lift up thine hand. Forget not the humble. Right. Don't forget the residue and the humble. Right. Those who are considering their ways, coming out of this nonsense. Wherefore doth the wicked contemn Yahweh? He has said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Right? They don't think these murders and killings are going to be required by the hand of the Lord. Let's read. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite, to requite it with thy hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee. Come out of the wine. Commit yourself unto the Lord. The poor, you Israelites, the meek of the earth. Let's read. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. A lot of you brothers is walking around with no fathers while a lot of these young men are standing up in the gate because the Lord's Spirit is waking them up. Break thou the arm of the wicked and the evil man. Seek out his wickedness till thou find none. It's all going to be destroyed. The Lord is king forever, Yahweh and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. The heathen who are not upright, they're going to perish. Lord, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thine ear to hear, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. Oppression is going to be wiped out. Right, that's all you're doing out here in this world. You're just all being oppressed. Israelite and Gentile, you're just all being oppressed. You're all being normalized now with the mask and this Rona thing. You got people walking around, the mask police. You're just being conditioned. You're being conditioned for the next step. And then the people around you, if you don't have it, they want to point you out and get rid of you because they're fear. They don't fear God. They have no faith. They don't know they're being tricked. Let's read Proverbs chapter 5, verses 1 through 23. That's right. My son, attend unto my wisdom, you Israelites. You are the son of the Most High. Attend unto his wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding. Bow your ear, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. Better keep this knowledge. Quit drinking that wine. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Right, they humble themselves in front of you, those who are corrupt by the spirit of the woman. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. That's right, you die because of it. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. That's right. There's no light there for listening to that woman, drinking that wine. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Right, lest you consider the path of life. Right, this is why you know the truth. Because you people have considered the path of life. You've considered what you're seeing in the earth. So the Lord, through his Spirit, has led you to the truth somehow. Israelite or Gentile, you've been led to the truth. But your work is not done just yet. You need to keep getting knowledge. Let's read. Her ways are movable, right? So if you're a person who's not pondering life, you can't move away from the woman. You're going to be led astray. You don't care. Let's read. That thou canst not know them, right? You wouldn't even know about the woman if you never considered life. You would never hear this. Let's read. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth, ye children. Israel, depart not from the words of his mouth. Remove thy way far from her. Remove your way far from her. And come not nigh the door of her house. That's right. Stay out them doors. Lest thou give thine honor unto others. Right. Your honor is now given to the Gentiles overseas. They're all enjoying Israel. You're having a good olive oil, pomegranate juice, good sun, oceans. You know, they're dancing in the streets because you like dealing with the woman. Let's read. In thy years unto the cruel, right? You were in slavery, and you still a slave today. And they are cruel to you in these streets, boy. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, right? Your wealth, the strangers, they got all the wealth in the earth. It was made for you Israelites, but you don't want to come out of the woman. You want to keep drinking the wine and be dealing with your oppressor's knowledge. You don't bow your ear to the word of the Lord. So now you have no substance. They got all the gold, the silver, the fat land, heritage, pride. You understand? You have nothing because you don't want to study the word of the Lord. Let's read. And thy labors be in the house of a stranger. That's right. You're working for people who don't fear the Lord. They don't care about you. They're the corrupt. And thou mourn at the last when thy flesh and thy body are consumed. Right. You didn't ponder life. You're going to mourn at the last when you find out the truth. You're going to see the Lord. And say, how have I hated instruction? You don't want to hear instruction. And my heart despised reproof. You don't want to hear it. Brother, stop going to them schools. Oh, man, you tripping, brother. What you talking about? Did schools exist before these people came? Who brought this to you? Was this your custom? Do you even know it? You don't ponder life. Let's read. And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Right. So if you hearken to your teachers, you will be almost in the midst of evil. But if you not, you're going to be in evil. You're going to get taken. Let's read. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, your own cistern, the water of the Lord. It's your water, you Israelites, so-called blacks, native indigenous Indians, Hispanics, and confusion of face, islanders scattered abroad. This is the only thing you should be reading, studying, and talking about. Let's read. And running waters out of thine own well. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and the rivers of waters in the streets. Right. This is what should be in your neighborhoods. The word of the Lord. That's it. It's the other way around, though. Let's read. It's your power. Let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. It's your word. It's not the Gentiles' word. Period. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth, understanding. Rejoice with her. Let her be as a loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. That's right. Drink the milk. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? That's right. Why would you deal with the strange woman, the woman spirit, getting drunk by a stranger who cares nothing about you? Why do you want to be like them so bad? You're drunk. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord. Man, the line of man, he's watching you. and he pondereth all his goings. Right. He knows who you going to commit yourself to. Young and old, doesn't matter. He knows your way. So those who you see getting tooken, they're not pondering life. They're drunk. And he knows you're never going to do so. Let's read. His own iniquity shall take the wicked himself. Your sins. You won't jump away from the woman. You're part of the ordinance of the Lord. You don't belong there. And he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. Right. Your sin is you shouldn't be dealing with Christianity or Islam, going in the house of the woman. Let's read. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly, he shall go astray. Right. You got great out here, right? But it's your folly. You're a big man out here. Not all the riches, but that's greatness of folly. You're being led astray. So quit chasing celebrities trying to get them to believe the truth. They got their inheritance. They want their inheritance with Esau, Babylon, Satan. Let's read. Let's see. Should I do 9? Give me 1 second. I'm trying to decide. I've read this before. Let's do it. Yeah, Proverbs 9. This is good. This still ties into it, and then I'll get into 14 to 20. Verses 1 through 18. Wisdom hath builded her house. The Lord build her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beasts. She hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table. She hath sent forth her maidens, the people who go out the women's spirit, to tell you to come join and come get the church, or come on, get your education and do it right. She cried upon the highest places of the city, right? The highest place of the city, she has power, right? So the high city, everyone knows to do these things. Go here for this. Deal with this. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither, on the door of the woman. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Right. You want understanding, but you're not learning nothing in there. You're drinking the wine of the woman. Forsake the foolish and live, and go on the way of understanding. He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame. You reprove people who scorn this truth, they're going to shame you for it. And he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a blot. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Holy means set apart. You're part of the ordinance. You don't see the sun coming down sitting in church or getting an education at the University of Oregon. It does what it's made to do. You Israelites are made only to serve the Lord. That's it. Nothing else. By you joining up here, you're in sin. And the Lord's searching you out because he's watching man. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it. A foolish woman is clamorous, she is simple, and knoweth nothing. That's right. You're simple-minded, you don't know nothing about yourself. That's right. For she sitteth at the door of her house, on a seat in the high places of the city. That's right. To call passengers who go right on their ways. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. And as for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, stolen waters are sweet. That's why they stole the word of the Lord from you. Because now this stranger done took your honor because you're sleepwalking, drunk. And bread eaten in secret is pleasant. That's right. They know everything about you Israelites, how to keep putting nets in front of you. They study you because this is the only true book on the earth. What did matter of fact, I watched this brother's video recently, and he had this guy, president, Roosevelt. He made a quote a long time ago. He said, A thorough knowledge of the Bible is better than a college education. But the key word is thorough. What do they know about you? Why would he say that? Thorough. He knows something that you don't. And he went to Harvard. It's been in your face this whole time. Let's read. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell. That's right, you've turned away from the Lord because you love the wine of the woman. You love Satan, but you don't know it because you have no knowledge. Let's read Proverbs 14. Yeah, we're about to get into it. The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself. Satisfied from yourself. You have to be rooted in yourself in this truth. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. You got to be prudent with the word, so you're not simple and believe everyone just because it looks like the truth. A wise man feareth and departeth from evil. A wise man fears because you got good instruction and you depart from evil. But the fool rageth and is confident. That's right, they rage when you tell them these things. And they're confident in it. So they're going to die and be in the depths of hell. All right, well, this is going to be 3 parts. I'm going to do part 3 now. I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to do part 3 because it's going to get heavy. You want this part, again, you need to be watching this when you got time. Okay? Proverbs 20, it gets real. It's going to get real, and you need to hear it. So let me stop this now, and look out for part 3. I'm actually doing this all in one shot, so look out for part 3. Shalom.